Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 6, Episode 5, Better Safe Than Sorry. So this episode was kind of like the backlash, like Zach was getting it from left and right, like all over the place. So it starts off, as y'all already know, the sisters, Karen, Danny, Andy, and Sabrina. They're sitting at the couch at Andy's house, and Karen basically tells them like she knows who the father is. I mean, we all know who the father is, because you can tell how like calm she is about it. Because y'all already know, if she would have said, if Daniel or somebody would have said Zach, she would have gone all irate and stuff like that. So we already know that Aaron's the baby daddy. So they're talking and whatnot. So Danny was like, so who's the baby daddy? Karen basically kept to her word, like, I'm not going to tell you. I just want to tell the dad first because, you know, that's just the right thing to do. And plus, you know, we always talking about what goes on in our lives. Like, I kind of want to, like, keep that between me and him. So eventually, Sabrina and Danny, they leave. And Danny has, like, this attitude. Oh, when I think Sabrina said, we're all going to be aunties. This is so funny. Andy was like, not me. I'm still young and fine. Yo, the shade was real. She was like, listen, I can love it from a distance, but don't call me an auntie. I don't want that title. Like, nah, that's for y'all. Keep my name out of that circle with that. Like, that part was so funny. And then, like, when they was getting ready to leave, Sabrina went and rubbed Karen's stomach. Oh my God, if looks can kill, Sabrina would have been dead right then and there. She was just like, and then Andy was like, I can't get a hug too, so she hugged her, and then they stepped out. And then Karen and Andy was talking like, so who's the baby daddy? She was like, listen, I'm not about to tell you. I'm about to go get out of here myself. You know, it's getting late. So Andy was still trying to figure it out. I was like, nah. So after they leave, she's situated on her couch. She gets a call from Gary, like he's driving home or whatnot, probably to her place. And I guess he wanna, you know, she wanna talk to him. He wanna come over, y'all already know, to do the do. And she basically wanna, you know, let him talk like this. I don't wanna, you know, I'm feeling kind of in the moment because, you know, I've been drinking and I've been smoking and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. So eventually, I guess, them two decide, you know, that he's going to come over to the house and talk it out, whatnot. So after that, Karen, she's now at her place. She's taking a breather, I guess, to bring it all in to see, like, you know, do I really tell this guy that he's a dad and whatnot? So by then, she already took a shower or whatever. So she gets her, I think she calls Pam, and Pam was talking to her and stuff like that. And Pam was like, listen, you see, I didn't start the fire. And then I think Karen was like, you got to be more careful or whatnot. She was like, Pam was like, so am I getting fired? She was like, where are you going to work at? So basically, nowhere. She's basically going to have to rebuild and stuff like that. And they was talking about how it was an elderly guy that started the fire from the back. So that conversation, you know, went away or whatever. So now we have Maurice finally goes to his place. I guess Calvin managed to get some furniture together to put in that place. So it was like a homey environment, even though it's not Maurice's furniture. Still don't got a TV. And I really can't take Maurice and his little snarky attitude. Like, I know that's just how they wrote into the show, but me personally, that's just the, I can't do it, but you know what it is. Calvin always seems to make light of every situation. So that was that. Yeah. Sabrina decided to drive Danny home. But you know what I don't understand? How each one of them come in their separate cars, right? And I believe they're riding against Sabrina's car. Yeah. So Sabrina's driving Danny to her place. And Danny is high as a kite. And she starts talking about this stuff like she's asleep, but she's up. Talk about you about to get into an accident, somebody about to cut you off. And Sabrina's just not paying her no mind. And then it came down to it like, Danny was like, Andy does know who the baby daddy is. But then again, Danny was like, I have a feeling that it's the preacher's kid because he got something to prove. And then Sabrina was like, I think it might be Zach, you know, because they always wanted the family. That don't mean Jack. You know how many people wanted a family with the person they thought they was going to spend their life with? Everybody, and that ain't happened. So, yeah, that was them. I guess eventually Danny made it home and Sabrina as well. Let's see, what else happened? Mr. Zachary Taylor. He's basically in his house, you know, contemplating. We've been calling him to Fatima. Fatima hasn't been answering. So he get a knock on the door. He goes to open it. Mind you, he's not paying no attention. He just opens the door. Assuming that is Fatima, lo and behold, it's Preston. Preston goes there to check on him because, you know, even he noticed from the side of Pam that, you know, Zach was giving a little bit too much attention to Karen. I understand that she could have died, but some things you need to handle a little bit better than that, especially when your significant other came, well, not with you, but behind you there to witness what was happening. And it's just like you did not want to acknowledge her at all. So basically, Preston was trying to tell him, like, listen, Fatima looked pissed, and everybody consented too. And he was like, listen, I just wanted to make sure she was okay and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, but you could have did that a little bit better than that. So, yeah. So then Zach was like to Preston, so don't you got any Danny issues? He was like, listen, that's all the time, but we not talking about that. That's beside the point. And I'm not taking no more of your advice. And he was like, why? He was like, yeah, because your advice got me in trouble the last time. So that right there tell you he's trying to take stuff into his own hands and not worry about what Zach got going on. So whatever. He's like, yeah. Eventually, you know, they had their talk. Preston decided to leave. And then Zach was like, yeah, he part of the sister circle too. Like, he still called for Fatima. She didn't answer to no avail. He ended up going upstairs or whatnot. So meanwhile, I guess some time has passed. Gary, he finally shows up at Andy's house. I'm so proud of Andy. Like, she did her big one. She, all in all, even though she drunk and high or whatever, she put Gary in his place. So she basically said, long story short, she won't only with him for the sex, and that was just what it is. He got it like that, and that's just what it was. And she kind of flipped it on him like, listen, I just want that, and that's just what it is. Eventually, she tried to now make her advancements to him, and he wasn't going for it. You could tell he was pissed. He had a whole attitude. He was just like, no, don't touch me like a female would do. Like, don't touch me. He was tight because he know in his heart that what Andy was saying was true. We all know what Andy said was true because we basically watched it played out 6 seasons in to now. Like, make it make sense. So he was tight. He ended up leaving, and that's just what it is. Like, Andy finally put him in his place. She finally put her foot down. We were all here for it because, sis, he was doing you dirty and you was still by his side, like playing in your face. And I'm proud of you, Andy, because you did your big one. You said what you was gonna do, and you did it. So yeah. So after that was that. Let me see what else happened. Oh, while Zach is upstairs waiting for Fatima to finally come home or whatever, Karen decides to call him. And they started talking and whatnot. And then Zach told her that he loved her. And she was like, oh, like, you know, she was trying to find her way back into his circle and whatever. But it's like, Zach don't see that all her bad, like, kind of like negativity played into how they are. But, you know, Karen's trying to find a way to back in. So I guess, you know, that's that. And then she also told him, like, listen, are you still going to try to help me rebuild it? He was like, sure, for that, you know, because I know you do construction. When I was like, yeah, that's cool or whatever. So as soon as he said, Karen, you know I love you, Fatima walked in, and he just happens to turn around, and it's just like, oh, damn. I done messed up with this one. And Fatima is like, she is so like up here with his attitude, the filth and this blatant disrespect in her face. Like, you mean to tell me I'm still by your side after all this stuff and I'm still here? Like, Fatima hates abandonment. And it's written all over her face like, dang, this dude played in my face outside. And he played in my face right now telling his ex that he loved her. And I'm standing right here like... So once Karen and him, they was doing their talking. Karen finally said she loved him too. And she was like, yeah, he was exactly like, yeah, I gotta go. She was like, yeah, she must have walked in. She's like really right in your mouth right now. He was like, listen, I gotta go. She was like, well, I love you too. And she was like, well, you can't say it back. You just said it a few minutes ago. He was like, yeah, well, I gotta go. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow. So after they hung up, he tried to give Fatima a kiss. She wasn't having it, so she ended up walking to the bathroom. She slammed that door. I know she probably broke down and cried. Because that's like so hurtful. Like, you're supposed to be with this man who says he loves and adores you. But then in the same token, you got him on the phone saying to his ex that he loved her. Like, I know she felt so hurt and disappointed. Like, what the heck am I even still doing here? Like... I hope she still kept her place, because you know how she always say she want to go back to her place, but hopefully she kept it, and you know, she needs some space, because that was just so hurtful. I felt bad for Fatima. Like, Zach, you going in the doghouse like forever right now. Right now, in this moment, you feel like you in the doghouse. So after that, that was that. Next week's episode is supposed to be that... Oh, Aaron shows up to Karen's house and he starts talking. And he basically wants to apologize to her about that whole other girl situation. And Karen was like, this is what you came here for that. I think she was about to tell him, like, you was the dad. But when he said that, it kind of just took her back a little bit. She just basically sat there and just was like, let me see what this nigga got to say, because right now it's not the time, but whatever. I want to tell, but she basically backtracked. So he basically told her he's sorry for everything that happened. And she was like, listen, yeah, there's not going to be a next time, because, you know, I can't do this. Like, and she was like, so basically you was talking to me and talking to this girl on the side. Like, and his excuse was, she didn't know what she wanted. So basically he was doing two girls at the same time. That's exactly what it was. And basically Karen told him, like, listen, we can't do this no more. You have a good night. He said he loved her, and she didn't even say it back. And he was like, wow. So she was like, drive safe, Aaron. And then he left, and that was that. Like, Aaron's the dad, and now she kind of don't know whether she should tell him that he's the dad or just keep going with Zach being the father, because she knows Zach got the money now to take care of his kids. And yeah, so that part was actually before Karen called Zach, I believe. Or either way, they happened. It might have been before or after they happened. Okay, I know I kind of backtracked that a little bit, but if y'all actually watched the show and y'all seen it, then y'all already know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Sometimes for me, it feel like I could say based on how it played out in the show, but sometimes, you know, my mind gets a little bit ahead of me, so I gotta kind of, you know, say something and then they go backtrack. Yeah, that's how y'all be getting a little backtrack. But still, overall, yeah, this was a good episode. Yeah, next week's episode, it shows Fatima at the office with Andy, and she ended up taking off her ring, and she's crying. Danny and Preston are asleep up in the bed. A lot of stuff is about to go down next week. Hopefully y'all tune in so y'all won't miss it. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap of episode 5, Better Safe Than Sorry of season 6, Tyler Perry's Sistas. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.